Hiya, I thought it's probably about time we had another look around the allotments and give you a bit of a tour. This side maybe not too much has changed, but you can be the judge of that. Some of the lovely daffodils are coming out in my tubs now, which I'm really chuffed about, giving us a little splash of colour, which is much needed. As always, we'll start sort of the front of the shed here and we'll work our way round and round the back onto the other plot. So the main change really on this side is that we've decided to start putting in wood chip paths. So we haven't done all of them that's going to be wood chip, but we've made a good start of it, and we're hoping that it might help with the slug issues, because we had major slug problems last year. So the beds still need weeding. This one's almost done, but I've still got some turnips in here that are reasonably good and usable. Some of them are going home with us today. This side I did have chard and more turnips, but they've come to an end now. We've used what we can. And there might be a couple of turnips in there that are okay, but that's pretty much it. And behind that, this one was really weedy, so some of the worst of it's come out, and yeah, that can be a job to finish that later on. And then once they're done, they're gonna, like, each one as it's weeded, we're gonna top it either, well, I'll top it either with compost or manure, depending on what's going to be grown in the bed. Now in here we've got a section of weeds. We've got some really nice purple sprouting broccoli going on in here as well, and some cabbages and some possible rogue Brussels sprouts. So up under there might be Brussels sprouts happening. On the other side you've got some amazing purple sprouting broccoli, which has been really tasty. So we're going to make sure that we take a load of that home with us today. Then we've got this middle section, which we're going to keep some grass here, just so that we've got somewhere to sit out, put picnic blanket or our table and chairs, or Nancy's play tents, that sort of thing. There was a tomato bed here last year. That will be reinstated at some point soon. At the moment it's got all the canes just chucked on it. Again here, this one just needs topping with a bit of manure on it now. These two need weeding. Still got a tiny amount of chard in this one, still going strong. And then this one's pretty much done now, because we had more brassicas in here, but we've just got the kale left here, which is doing really well, and we'll be taking some of that. We'll be taking some of this kale again tonight too. Then we got these two beds here. They're mainly rhubarb and gooseberries, but I think the gooseberries have died off now, so they're not really any good. I have got some tulips popping up in the beds as well. I think these two beds are really in need of a bit of a rejig, to be honest, and yeah, a bit of a swap around. Maybe the rhubarb needs to just belong in one bed, and then this bed can be used for something else. We'll see. So over here got carrot buckets. They're doing all right. I had a little dig, and if you come in close, we are starting to see underneath. Don't want to disturb it too much. I don't know if you can see, but there are carrots forming under there now. So I want to hide them. Don't want the carrot root fly finding those. Then at the moment this is junk, but that will be another bed to grow in. I reckon we're probably going to have potatoes in the in-ground beds on this side this year. Then the compost has had a bit of a rejig. I dug this side out and used it on the the other plot to make some beds with. So I'm just in the middle of turning this side into that side, but doing it as I'm clearing bits from the plots as well. So I'm sort of layering stuff that I'm taking off the plots with a few forkfuls of what's already sort of like fairly well rotted on this side, just to mix it all in, because that will help that rot down a bit quicker. And then really that then takes us on to my favourite plot which is looking pretty good, I think, anyway. It still needs a little bit of weeding here and there, and the back section of beds need topping up with compost, but other than that I think it's looking really good. The flower beds here have still got some dead stalks in there for the bugs. It's not yet warm enough really for them to be emerging yet, so that's just going to stay like that for the time being. Eventually the old stalks will be cleared out, and any weeds will be taken out, but on the whole they're not too bad. These two have got dahlias in that have been overwintered, and hopefully they'll start to show themselves soon, you know, maybe in a month or so. So yeah, hopefully they're still alive. So this here was this section that had potatoes and okra in last year. That's all been levelled out and covered. That's going to stay that way for the time being, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a project on this patch, or at least a good amount of it. So we're just going to let that be for the time being and get to that project a bit later on. So yeah, and then we've got obviously the fruit trees along the back, all these beds. Down the bottom here we've got the currant bushes. So we've got the red currant, which was the first thing that I planted when I got this side, and then we've got the pink currant, which has not long gone in the ground, but it seems to be doing all right because we've got some nice healthy growth coming on there now, and some cute little daffs there just poking their heads up. So yeah, this really just needs weeding and then topping up the compost. Obviously this has been done under here, but it does need a good mulching with something or other. And we'll get to that really soon. So really it's time to start planting bits out on this, and that's when it gets exciting, isn't it? So I've been feeling a little bit behind, to be honest, with all the weeding, but life's got really crazy this month, and I found myself with a new job which is in gardening, and really excited about, because the gardens that I'll be working in are pretty fantastic, and I think that's all I can say about that, because I can't tell you where it is, unfortunately, but I really want to. Yeah, so life's a little bit more busy, so I'm hoping that over the next few weeks coming we'll get used to our new household routine, and I'll be able to start putting videos out again a bit more regularly. So they might be a little bit higgledy-piggledy for the time being, but yeah, please hang in there with me, and we'll get used to the new routine soon enough. So that's it from me at the moment. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like the video, subscribe, and yeah, leave a comment if you want to. And if you've got any ideas of things that I can do, yeah, please do put them in the comments, because it would be interesting to see what you can come up with. So thank you, bye bye for now.